Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I've got a topic that's been rolling around in my brain, and in light of the global pandemic, which is wreaking havoc on U.S. and Italy and many other places, again, I wanted to shed a light on another pandemic that certainly isn't new, but is growing nonetheless, and that is Russian bootlegs. Russian bootlegs are not a new thing, but from a metal collector standpoint, I mean, obviously, that's the genre I gravitate towards, so that's where I notice it. I'm sure it's in every single musical genre out there, but it has become quite commonplace, it seems, in the metal world to um, have often long out of print materials and some that aren't out of print materials come up for sale in on eBay and Discogs as from the Russian Federation, which is your first indication that it's a bootleg, and the second indication is classic albums that typically go for $50 to $100 more are going from $5 to $10. Now, I too have some of these in my collection, and at the time, some of which I knew were bootlegs when I bought them. In one instance, and other instances, I didn't realize it was a bootleg until I got it. Although the prices I paid for them, it was a very, very good indication. So here's what you're dealing with when you get Russian bootlegs. So this is one I've had for a while. This is Flesh Crawl's Impurity. This is their second album. Came out on Black Mark, and as you can see, you got the Black Mark logo right there. Looks very legit. And maybe you can see it, but this impurity thing, the first indication is this black that is around the impurity font is not as pure black as the black it was put on. Was it that way on the original pressing? I don't know. I don't own an original pressing. I just have this. And that was my first indication. But otherwise, it's pretty much, a pretty legit looking release. The front, the guy's bloody butt and stuff, it looks, I wouldn't say pixelated, just a little weird in the red. I don't know, the red reproduction. More or less, this sounds pretty damn good. I paid $6 for this. Next one, I knew this was a Russian bootleg, but I didn't want to pay a lot of money for a cassette, and I didn't want to pay a lot of money for an original pressing of the CD, which was a ridiculous amount of money for considering this band was, I mean, yeah, they had, I saw this band on tour with Forbidden on the Twisted Into Form tour, but Realm, Endless War, and as you can see, oh look, it's a road racer. There it is. No, it's not. I got this from a Russian seller. This artwork is the cover doesn't look bad. This image is all kind of pixelated, like they just scanned it off of the CD and did a very shitty job reproducing it. And another indicator is it is a very cheap and flimsy jewel case. Very cheap. The CD kind of sits in it wonky. I could replace that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. $5. This one I bought thinking I was getting a hell of a deal. Because if any of you know, I don't think this has been reissued. This is Imperial Doom, sorry, by Monstrosity. I always had the original cassette of this. I wanted the CD, listened in the car. I paid around $10 for this. And it looks more or less great. And I didn't think much of it, to be honest with you, until, if you look kind of closely, this image is kind of fuzzy. It's not exactly sharp. But, they went through the process of, duping the booklet pretty much exact. About $10 I paid for this. And this is I got this last week. And here's the dangerous part. If you go onto eBay, most of these Russian bootlegs are sold either from the Ukraine seller or it just says Russian Federation. This is Vinterland's welcome my last chapter. I used to have an OG pressing of this and I gave it away to a friend. And I kind of found myself wanting to hear it again. So I found it online. I think I got this on eBay for $6 or so. $7. It was under $10. I get it. It's sealed, homemade seal. And look, it's a House of Kicks, no fashion press. Wow, that is lucky. No, it's not lucky. That is Russian bootleg. My buddy Ben has the actual copy of this and sent me some pictures for comparison. And the gradients on the CD are different. This image is a little mossy. And you go into the booklet, the photos are really pixelated, really kind of, they did the booklet's thick, has a quality stock paper, but the photo reproductions, you could tell they just scan the original copy in and press it right and lay it into a Photoshop and press it from there. And this one got me to thinking, because about midway through the CD, it skips. It's not because it is a scratch on it, because there's no scratch. There is just a manufacturer defect or a problem with the master they pressed. I don't know. It skips twice, not like a digital skip, like a something in the data. But I got to hear this album again for a very affordable price, and I guess, how do you process this? How do you think the Russian boot should be treated? I mean, I got a lot of cool shit here that typically would have cost me hundreds of dollars on eBay or Discogs for OG presses. Granted, a lot of this shit hasn't been repressed ever, and which is sad. So in a way, I kind of appreciate the Russian bootleg market for the fact that I can get these CDs at an affordable price and essentially have something that looks somewhat legit sitting on my fucking shelf and I can listen to whenever. So I have that mindset when I buy them. But when I get them, I guess that's where the buyer's remorse kind of sets in. I mean, yes, I'm happy to have it, but on the same token, it feels just like a fancy CDR. I've got friends that have burned me CDRs in the past. We'd go down to the Kinko's and copy the J card, the inserts, just to have with the copy that's set on my shelf. In a lot of ways, this is the same thing. And these are not CDR. Every CD is a CDR, but these are silver CD. These look like retail. So they're probably, here's another indication. Look at this cheap fucking case. But so they're pressed on silver retail CDs to give the illusion of legitimacy, even though they're not. And like I said, I get these things and I feel like, I was excited to get it, and now I got it, and it feels like, imposter. It feels like I'm an imposter. Am I okay to live with this? Is this something I'm going to replace eventually? I don't know. I just want to put it out there. What do you think? Where do you stand on the whole Russian bootleg thing? Are you okay with it? Are you like me? Like, oh, gotta get it. I want this no matter what. It's very tempting. You go on, like, I've been trying to catch up with some old thrash that I missed back in the day. I've been totally nostalgic for the whole thrash thing. And every day I'm either looking at thrash tapes or thrash CDs in the on eBay. eBay is still one of my preferred methods of buying music. And there's Cyclone albums that I would love to have, $5. They're all Russian Federation discs. I could go crazy, and they seem to have all the really cool out of print shit, which is even more seductive, if I could say seductive. But what do you think? I'm just putting this out there to inspire a little bit of discussion and see what you think. Not really talked about that often, and Probably should be, because these Russian companies, they go uncontested. I don't know if there's any legal means that a record label could do to fight a Russian bootlegger. A, you have to find out who it even is, and B, you'd have to have legal representation in Russia. And at the end of the day, is it fucking worth it? I mean, a lot of this shit is out of print, but if they're doing it this widespread in the metal world, I would imagine it's going across all formats, all from T-shirts to LPs to tapes, even in pop music and rap music. I'm sure it's a very widespread thing. The pandemic, before the pandemic, it is. But so what are your thoughts? Just thought I'd put it out there. And in the background, should you have been able to hear what we're listening to? Impaled Nazarene, Suomi, Finland, Perkele. I always had this as a tape trade back in the day, and I was looking through the Impaled Nazarene section the other day and wanted to hear this and realized I didn't have the CD, so I picked up, this is a 25th. This is a reissue, obviously. This is the 100 Years of Finnish Independence edition. It's all Finnish flagged out. But anyway, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's talk about this topic. What do you think about Russian bootlegs? It's good hearing from you, and thanks for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate it. See ya.